Let's take a closer look at Bill Topper's farm in Tennessee as Brian Baxter reports.
For cow-calf producers, maintaining their forage base and the condition of their cows is essential to keeping their herd productive. But every operation faces different challenges. For example, Bill Topper has been around agriculture most of his life, but his 800-acre farm in Middle Tennessee is a place he and his wife just bought a couple of years ago.
The pastures, when we drove through the place with the realtor, and he drove us around on a four-wheeler, and I can tell you that the weeds were so high that there were often times where we would drive across the field with the four-wheeler, you couldn't see where you're going. And you know, you really had to literally, pardon the pun, see through the weeds to be able to envision what it could be, you know, as a really good place to raise cattle. But now we're in the process as a full-blown cattle operation. It's taken us about 2 years to get to where we are today.
Weeds are a battle nearly all producers face when trying to improve or simply maintain their forage resources so they meet their herd's nutritional needs. Bill Topper started by identifying his biggest weed problem, which in this part of the country was buckbrush.
That was a weed that we had to address first. And and how we attacked that weed was with a product called Chaparral. We knew we wouldn't get it on one pass because the problem was that bad, but we've sprayed every inch of this ranch now with that product to wipe out the buckbrush. And the second pass, we've really cleared up, I think, at least 95% of that particular stemmy-based weed. You know, we were in some pastures this morning that you'd be hard-pressed to find a weed. You can find one maybe every 100 yards or so, but we're at the point this year with a pasture like that we may not have to go in and spray this year. So we get a year off from spraying, and we can go concentrate on fields that the weed control isn't quite as good.
Dow AgroScience's specialized field team works closely with cattle producers like Bill to identify weeds, review product options, and recommend pasture improvement programs that build forage quality over time.
Prescription is the key word here. It's not going out and doing the shotgun effect where you just go out there and say, I've got weeds, you pull the trigger on whatever herbicide is the cheapest, and then you've got weeds again, you know, that year later on or the next year. Prescribing is key because yes, cattle prices are high, but that doesn't mean we need to be foolish with our money. Let's be wise with our money so we can put more money back in our pockets.
When you drive by our place, you know, we want people to look at our cattle and, you know, and basically say, "Now there's some nice cattle." And when they drive by our pastures and they look at those, they say, "Those are some of the nicest pastures we've ever seen." You know, it's not overgrazed. It's well taken care of. You know, we can't find a weed on the place. I mean, that's really the dream.